Alright. Should I introduce myself? I'm Amanda Eichinger, musician in Columbus, POC and queer musician. I've gotten a lot of backlash for being both of those things, POC and queer, but really the more basic thing is like, obviously being a person of color, that's my appearance, and people see that first before they ever know I'm part of the LGBT community. And they jump to conclusions upon sight about who I am and where I come from and things I should and shouldn't do or say based on my skin color, which I think is bullshit. Sorry for the profanity, but it is bullshit. Like, I endured a lot of jokes, not only growing up, but even in my adulthood, from other adults. People saying things like, did you float over to this country in an oil barrel? Where's your bindi? You know, like the red dot on the forehead. People would be like, oh, you're not wearing one of those? Why? People have told me that, like, there are certain languages that I shouldn't be able to speak because that's not the language of my homeland. A little background on that. I'm an American citizen. I was born overseas in Bahrain, and I'm half Filipino. And I've been to the Philippines and spent months there with family. So people don't know any of these things about me unless they ask or unless I tell them. But I don't only get made jokes for being an Arab, because I'm not Arabic. People have called me things like beaner, chink. They don't bother to find out what my race is. They just see brown skin, and they just say the first slur that comes to mind. It's kind of fucked up. It's like they don't even really care about what my origin or my roots are. They just see brown skin and think, I don't like that person, or they think of all the stereotypes associated with whatever race they think I am, and then fire their ammunition at me. They don't bother to find out. It's like, damn, if you're gonna insult me, at least bother to find out what I am so you can use the right insult. But they don't even have that common courtesy. So that's just me using irony, because obviously I don't want people to insult each other for the race at all. But the thing that really fucks with me is that they don't even bother to think about the fact that you're still a human being and that we've all got roots. I'm sure they care greatly about their roots. And I'm not going to be here and be like, oh, well, you're white, da-da-da, like all the horrific things that white men did to all these different countries. Like, I'm not going to bring that up to people, because we all come from different backgrounds. We've all been through some variation of the same shit, I'm sure, which should make us all more relatable to each other, rather than using skin color as a basis for any kind of relationship. Friendships, romantic relationships, business partnerships, acquaintances. Like, skin color should not have anything to do with that. You should just... And I'm not saying you should go out of your way to find out the person's background, but be considerate, it'd be nice. Some of us like talking about it. Some of us are just flattered that you even care to ask. But you don't have to do that to be friends with somebody, because we shouldn't care anyway, We're all just people. Was that about 5 minutes? Where am I at? Oh, okay. On a side note, I'm going to kind of apply that to the music community around here on the north side of Columbus. There's a lot of things going on about how there are certain white punks in the community saying that punk is not for you, to people of color. People have treated me differently in DIY spaces because of my skin color. I'm not going to name any names or specific spaces, but they've treated me differently, denied me certain things that they allow other people to do, etc. They seem surprised that I play the kind of music I play. Like, whenever I tell a person I've never met before that I play music, they assume I'm into, like, pop or hip-hop or something like that. And then when I tell them folk punk, they're like, you like folk punk? Or they just don't know what folk punk is, and then I don't have to be insulted by that. But what I'm saying is, just because the punk movement was started by, like, a white culture doesn't mean that those rules still apply and that it's only for the culture that started it. Because to me, that kind of negates the whole point of being punk. because, I don't know, the definition to me of a punk is somebody that bucks the trends of society. So there shouldn't be any racial or gender-oriented, etc. requirements to be part of the punk community. I feel like the only requirement is that your requirement, used very loosely, would be that you're bucking the trends of society. You're an activist. You care about something and you fight for it. Why does your skin color matter? So that's just what I have to say to all you punks out there that think it's only for you white people. Some of us are more hardcore than you. And it has nothing to do with our color. It's about caring about social issues and actually being an activist against them.